Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, been away for a few days. Come back to some big news. So although I'm a day late, I'm still going to give you my view on everything in the world of Raid. There's actually a lot to cover. We've got Arbiter skins. We've got the new Fragment Collector Champion. We've got champion buffs. Woad Paint has been fully booked. What the hell is going on? So there it is. Why don't we start here? People are saying, the second Arbiter skin looks like they've reduced the price. $34.99. The other one was $44.99 in terms of pounds. I think this was always due to be a different price, by the way. I don't think they took feedback and then have reduced the price. I think it was always going to be, if we look at the way they've kind of tiered this up in here, it looks like it's kind of falling in line, right? Classic. Dark Falling is a freebie once you collect it. Lumire's was then like the next one down. Then Jade Serpent was like meant to be the premium. So I think it was always planned to be this kind of different price setup. I still feel like drastically, maybe 3 times at least overpriced skins in the game. So let's move on from that. I don't want to go on about skins. Let's talk about this new champion, Gaius the Gleeful. So we've got this Fragment Collector. Let me just read for you what Raid say about this. Raid have said here, coming out on Tuesday, the 18th of April. So we've got just under a week. There's going to be a Fragment Collector. It was due to be like a old school fusion for this, but Fragment Collectors generally easier to get. So actually pretty cool. And I don't know if you guys got Nari the Lucky. I went a bit for it on the main, but not like hard. I didn't go for it at all on the free to play. I'm really pleased that I didn't, because it's given me potentially the resources to get this dude, depending on what the Fragment Collector looks like. But Night Revs, as we can see, Magic Affinity Legendary Champion, Attack-based Champion. We don't know any stats or anything like that yet. Gaius the Gleeful's kit is a quintessence of chaos and explosions. The A1 gives Gaius an extra turn when killing an enemy, which is extremely useful in Arena and when dealing with PvE content. With an A2, he places bombs on all enemies and puts them to sleep. Even considering the current Stone Skin meta, you'll have no problem getting through that buff. And if the opponent has no Stone Skin on them, you'll be able to detonate the bombs even faster thanks to sleep. This skill will come in handy when clearing PvE waves. No, it won't. Using this A3, Gaius can deal quite a damage by detonating all the bombs on the target and ignoring unkillables. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. This is a counter mechanic to Swift Parry. Yes. And the champions with unkillable in their skill set. Gaius the Gleeful's passive skill is kind of a trickster move, with placing bombs on the attacker and instantly detonating all bombs whenever he is killed. Okay, so let's actually have a look for his kit, and that's what Raid have got to say about it. What have I got to say about it? And I know I'm coming in late, but I purposely haven't watched anyone else's videos. I'm just giving you my kind of vanilla view, and then obviously you guys would have already been able to see some of the other people's view on this stuff, so you can kind of roll it into one, do what you want to do. We've got a double hitter on the A1 and an extra turn if you kill someone. Obviously, if this hits pretty well, this is nice. So you've got someone like a Herndig does the extra turn mechanic on his A1 if he kills someone. It's actually really useful if you're getting locked out by someone like a Warlord. The A1 extra turn opportunity cycles you back through your kit fast, which means that you've got a good chance to get back to the abilities that are locked out in Arena. So it's actually, that's why Herndig becomes quite a big part of Arena teams, or can do, like anti-Warlord. This is kind of similar, so I do like it. Nice A1 if it hits pretty well. A2 then, Jester's Remedy. Attacks all enemies, probably books to 100% chance of placing a sleep, and 100% chance of placing 2 bombs for 2 turns. So bombs, obviously, they've got to tick down to 0 to detonate. Bombs currently are only really viable in Arena, potentially Bommel, albeit this affinity is crap again for Bommel. Such a shame. And potentially we're seeing some shenanigans in Hydra, but I don't feel like they're as strong as just using like the normal crew for damage. But Arena is really where bombs are at, and they're desperate. Raid are desperate to get bombs in the meta somewhere. And it's Arena is where they're kind of pitching this one. So sleeping and 2 bombs. So pretty much if someone goes to sleep, they're ticking one of their turns of bomb down, as long as you're not doing more damage to them. So some people are saying, you know, sleep is a crap debuff. Actually, I think in this instance, a bit like with Kaimar, it's a good debuff because it should mean that you get the 2 ticks worth of bomb detonation before the enemy actually have a turn. Providing they don't have something like block debuffs out before. And this is the whole challenge we've got with bomb meta. That bombs can go on, they can be cleansed, they can be you can have block debuffs out there to stop them landing, and you need accuracy to get them on. Yeah, so think about it. 3 different things you need to control before bombs do their work versus Trundle walks up, just blows up anyone with no setup, basically. Yeah, so there is definitely more challenge around bombs. But with Stone Skin out there, it's like a genuine tactic now to use bombs. Bombs is becoming part of the meta because of Stone Skin. So A3 then, Explosive Wit, attacks 1 enemy 2 times. The first hit instantly detonates all bombs on a target. That's actually huge, by the way. That's actually huge. The second hit will ignore unkillable buffs. So I guess you blow someone up to bomb with their bombs. They should kind of be dead unless they've got an unkillable buff, in which case second hit hits through it, finishes the job. I do like this as well. It's a nice ability. But this is where I feel like it gets most interesting. This is why I think Gaius the Gleeful might be almost like a must fuse if you've got the resources to do it. When attacked, 30% chance of placing a bomb debuff on the attacker that detonates after 2. Occurs once per hit. Once per hit. So if someone hits you 3 times, you've got 3 chances here of getting bombs out there. And it probably buffs to more than 30. It probably goes up to 50 or something like that. I would imagine. I don't have any info on that, but I would imagine with books. It's kind of interesting. So you can get bombs proccing off him. Instantly detonates all bomb debuffs on all enemies whenever this champion is killed. This is the sexy part. So if you imagine, you know, let's say you've got like a Torture Helm in your team. Torture Helm dies, puts bombs out there. This dude's putting bombs out there. All he's got to do after that is be dead. Like Glass Cannon him, he dies, blows them all up. Providing the enemy hasn't cleansed them off and all that type of stuff. He could be extremely meta-changing for Arena. He could be phenomenal for teams and actually get bombs, you know, on the map. So I'm interested to see what his multipliers are like. So this is the challenge with bombs. They don't all do the same thing. So if there is no inbuilt multiplier to a bomb, it will always be 5 times the attacker's attack. Yeah, so 5 times a person's attack will be the bomb damage. But you see here, Soul Drinker's A3 has got a 4.5 times attack. You've got Galcut's 4 times, Lemure 3 times, Lord Shazar 3.2 times, Soul Drinker's passive 2.5 times. So they're all doing different amounts of damage. The one that stands out as extremely high is actually War Mother, especially against bosses, which would be an 8.5 times attack, whereas her A2 normally is a 5.5 times attack, but it's the highest out there. Astrolith is also good at 5 times as well. So you've got different levels of damage for different champions. We don't know where he's going to sit yet. This will be the make or break of this champion in terms of his own raw damage. But even without him having high multipliers, obviously you can use this passive to explode other people's bombs, which will have their own multipliers on them. So it's a lot's going to be make or break on whether he actually ticks out a decent amount of damage. I think Sleep is fine with the bombs as long as you put him in the right type of team. We've still got a real problem with PvE bomb damage just being super weak compared to anything else. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But for PvP, this dude could be absolutely freaking amazing. So it was just popped as I'm making this video here, or just before. We've got a Dungeon Divers event starting tomorrow. And it's got this kind of 3rd anniversary logo, whatever on it. We don't know what's going on for the 3rd anniversary yet. Maybe we're going to find out today. I would imagine we've got to find out today. There's just kind of like floating a couple of rewards here, the ore and the shard. But who knows what's happening, guys? It's their big 3rd anniversary. I'm expecting big things, but I don't know any more info than that. So I guess it's a watch this space. Maybe I'll find out today. If I do, I will drop a video on it today. But yeah, super interesting. They've also, we just had the clan shop refresh. And yeah, look, level 13 clans can now buy Chaos Ore, legendary Chaos Ore, 750 a pop. And this is why I've been telling people like, I'm getting into Hydra, because I want to stock up some more of this gold. This shop is becoming more and more exciting for the player. Like I buy up all of these. I've almost bought her now. It's like, damn, there's a lot of good stuff now in this shop. And I'd imagine anyone who's a level 13 endgame player, in fact, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing people with their great rolls of new stuff. I'm not seeing all the crap rolls, by the way. I'm just seeing the great ones. But yeah, I would imagine that people are starting to spend through their clan gold pretty damn quick. So let's talk about the last thing then, the champion buffs. This is always something I'm interested in. So they're doing this now on a monthly basis. I love that. I love that. We're getting champions kind of pulled back into the meta on a monthly basis. So let's talk about the first one on the buff list, which is Ethos. Ethos has now got on his outburst skill, his A2, which is a decent hitter. His A3 is the big hitter. His A2 is a decent hitter. And he can put out this rare level weaken buff at the moment. So all they're going to do is make this a legendary level weaken buff. I've got to be honest, like I was pushing, and I've spoken to the guys in the background here about this, and I've said, you know what would have been cool? Or before they did this buff, I said what would be cool is attacks all enemies. This attack is always a crit. Actually make it always a crit. Yeah, so if someone has got stone skin on, still a crit. If someone's got reaction procs, still a crit. Like, make him actually anti some of this kind of garbage gear sets that are around, and then all of a sudden this ability is crazy good. Yeah, he becomes where he should be, like an arena absolute nuker. Take the weaken off for all I care. Like, it's not really what he's all about. So I can't imagine anybody wanting to build him with accuracy to land a weaken. So if the weaken now goes on and it's the big version, it's like that. I got lucky. Like, I'm not putting any accuracy into his build. It'll just be whatever's in my Great Hall. But there you go. It's a buff. Is it the right buff? I don't think so. I think it's going to make no difference to Ethos at all. This one I'm excited for. This one I have been talking about for a long time. Like, we've got one of the coolest looking dudes in the game. Make sure I'm picking the right guy. I am, yeah. One of the coolest looking dudes in the game. Hits like a wet lettuce, honestly. It's just like, where's your damage, my friend? But his kit is like really good. This passive is one of the best passives in the game. So he gets a heal, and then when he kills someone, they stay dead. They cannot be revived, and it doesn't matter what he hits them with. If he kills them, they stay dead. Now we've got a leech ability here as well, which is okay, but again, he's kind of like a straight damage dealer. His A2 already does a good level of damage, but a single target. Does more damage based on the amount of percentage HP that they've lost. So he kind of wants someone to soften them up, and then he goes triple hit. Should kill anyone with this A2. But what they're doing here is they're going to buff the damage of his AoE. We don't know by what. He's got probably the highest attack, or like second highest attack in the game. He's a bit of a squishy character. So, you know, low base defense, low base HP. It's hard to keep alive. So he has to kill people. If he doesn't kill people, he's dead himself. So I'm hoping that we get a decent enough damage buff here. And this is coming in the next patch to make him relevant. But yeah, there we go. This is going to be, I'm looking out for this one. This could be a lot of fun, this guy. Next one up then is, I think she's back in here. Yeah, Shiramani. So Shiramani on her Bolts of Cold, A1. She's got a triple hitter here. 15% chance of placing a freeze. It's going up to 25% chance of placing a freeze. She hits at random. So, I mean, she is a bit relevant for like bomb freezing, just because of this random hitting. 25% chance from 15. It's a significant change for an A1. I don't know if it's good enough to make enough of a change. Let's see what else they're doing. So, rejuvenating wave. They're reducing the cooldown of this. That's actually big. So this is a great heal. Really big heal ability. Puts continuous heals out as well. Goes to a 3-turn when booked. That's actually massive. That's a big change for her. That's a really relevant change. And then Ice Storm, again, reducing the cooldown by a turn. That's a really relevant change as well because it's just too long. 5-turn cooldown on a 100% team freeze comes down to 4. Suddenly 4 feels more relevant. So this ability hits hard, by the way. It's a hard hitting AoE. Yeah, I feel like that's a decent change. 3 pretty strong changes for Shiramani. So look, there you go. That's all I've got to share. It's probably not new news to you anymore because you probably already heard it elsewhere, but that's my view on what's going on. And as soon as I hear anything about 3rd anniversary stuff, I will let you know. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.